Good evening from Oslo, Norway. It is currently 10:12 p.m. and there's still a ton of daylight. So the obvious thing to do is to go ride the tram and ride the metro here. Because of course it's me. I'm gonna be boarding from the tram station near the Oslo Central Station, and that's right in the heart of downtown. And Oslo downtown is a success story for congestion pricing. You'll notice very few cars, scooters, and pedestrians everywhere, and trams going by. There are people who will tell you that congestion pricing doesn't work, and they are incorrect. And, you know, every single time that it gets implemented, it works. So if you don't believe them, you can come to Oslo and see just how great it is. Here comes the tram now. This is the 18 line. I'm going to be getting on line 17, so this one is not my train. But this is a good opportunity for us to get a look at the train and understand what makes these so great. To start, the trams themselves are 100% low floor, which means that anyone can get out of them very easily. And additionally, these are really small trams. They are not super tall, and that makes them much lighter and able to accelerate faster. Doors open and close nice and quickly. Perhaps the only challenge with them is that they don't run super frequently. This one here is actually mine. Each line runs every 15 minutes, approximately. And this isn't really an issue for most lines in most cases, because they interline for most of their system and service area, but for not the entire one. The tram system interlines for most of the sections of the network, but not the whole thing. And so you'll sometimes end up with one section that has infrequent service where they maybe really need more service. I was at one station like that earlier today with my family. There are less people around, so I can film without feeling as awkward. But you can see that this is one giant long train, 5 distinct sections, but one per whole volume. And so it's much easier to move around. You have a higher passenger capacity this way. Additionally, the passenger information screens here are just excellent. Some of the best I've ever seen. One of the things that really is great about this is that the direction of travel is indicated for each screen. So for the screens on the left side of the train, the stations that appear in that order are on that side. And then if we find one on the right side, you'll see that it is the mirror image. And so whatever direction of travel you're going is the direction that the next stop is, which is just great. So you have those screens. Then you also have these excellent screens. These show the next station stop and how many minutes it's going to be. And also show the time of day and what line you're on and its destination all in one screen all the time. One of my pet peeves for American systems is that they'll often have the critical information in alternating in between multiple screens, where you won't be able to see everything all at once, but here you can always see that, and you can see it in every car. Every unique sub-carriage has this, so it's fantastic. Then there are these screens here, which show even more passenger information when they aren't running ads. They run ads probably like 60+% of the time, which is not ideal, but they still exist and they're still good. And then here we have the tram network map. As you can see, most sections have at least 2 lines running, so you would have at least 7.5 minute frequencies. Here they're much more frequent, and in this section is super frequent. Now it's showing the expanded customer information. It shows you the next few stops in the number of minutes, and it also shows a map. It'd be great if they could show that all the time, like maybe half the screen could be for ads, but you know, if the ads help the trains keep rolling, then it's a good thing. This is what the screen looks like when you arrive at the station. Another nice feature that the doors don't open automatically. And this is good because sometimes it's really hot out or it's really cold out, and you don't want to let the climate control in or out, so it's better. And now we get to enjoy the tram ride. Oslo's downtown is this great mix of old buildings and new buildings, and it's just beautiful. It's just so beautiful here. trams also get to really high top speeds for trams just running in mixed traffic. You don't really end up with cars ever in the way because of the congestion pricing and probably because of other roadway design features, but the outcome is just a really fast service. I think it's also worth noting just how large the station spacing is. You end up with pretty significant distances between each stop, which makes the train super useful because then it's actually competitive from a travel time standpoint. Now this means that every block doesn't get a station, but in my opinion and the opinion of the 100,000 plus daily riders of this system, that makes it worth it. I just can't get over how good these trams are. They're so clean and fast and well lit and comfortable, and they're just so good. They're just so good. It makes me sad that we can't have this in the US. Also, if you're mad about me bringing up politics in transit, you should comment below because your rage comments will make the video do better. So yeah, transit and politics are impossible to de-interline, so to speak. So if you think that they can be, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. In case you were wondering why I didn't tap on when I got on the train, it's because I have this. This is an Oslo City Pass, and this gets me free transit until that clock runs out. This is a thing that Copenhagen did as well. I think it's fairly standard in Europe, but it's a fantastic thing where you can buy this for a fixed price for a fixed number of days, get unlimited public transit access and unlimited museum access. Well, limit of one trip per museum for every museum in the city, which is great if you enjoy museums like I do. But yeah, I'm not evading fare, so don't worry. No fare evasion on this channel because we set good examples on this channel. Norway is awesome because you get a 2-hour sunset in the summer. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Tramception. Alright, and we're gonna off-board on this. I pressed it early because I don't know if I needed to press the stop. How about that? Oh, what a good tram. This is just fabulous. Alright, now we need to turn back and find a subway station. It's not immediately obvious how to get to it, but I've never let that stop me. Certainly won't now. Now, I could very easily pull up maps and find the station that way, but where's the fun in that? Where's the drama? How are we supposed to get YouTube engagement if I don't do this? No, not really. These are the hostile architecture rocks to prevent unhoused people from sleeping here. I'm familiar with that because America. Cool graffiti. Much less graffiti in Norway than in Copenhagen. I saw a sign on the ground that said pedestrians can walk here, even though it looks very bike friendly. So I think it's fine. I may have to check the map. This might not be the best idea. Hold on. No, I think we figured it out. We're on the right track. I choose to believe I'm on the right track. Look at the sky. There's still so much light. And look at the time. It's so late. Now that we're out of downtown, things definitely feel a little bit more car-centric. Pedestrian infrastructure is still quite good. There's still separated bike lanes, but it's definitely more car-friendly here. But you still see lots of folks on bikes. I see the T. I see the T. We're in the right place. Google Maps. I don't need Google Maps. I don't. Wow, this is neat. I haven't been on the subway yet, so I'm really looking forward to riding the train. So this is the metro system. I'm over here at Sinsen, and I'm going to take line 5 back to the Oslo Central Station. I'm not even going to attempt this. The station is fully accessible so far, which is good. Been really impressed with Norway's accessibility. It simply is accessible, and that's the gold standard. Now I'm on the platform I'm the only person here, so hopefully my wait isn't too long. I have not checked that. You'll be the first to know. Well, you'll be the second to know. I'll be the first to know. A 5 and 7 minutes. A 4 and 13 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I happen to be visiting during a period of subway renovation and construction of some kind. So I can't ride the entire system, and there are certain sections of the main network that are out right now, but this part is in, so it's fine. As far as land use around the station goes, it's pretty good. These are apartment buildings, so, you know, the train doesn't just go to a parking lot, which is always preferable. It also happens to be next to the railway main line. It looks like this is the last above ground section. So we're not going to get too many views, but that's okay because the sun is pretty much done, but the sunset persists. They've got this cool loop situation where the 5 comes in, loops around, and then goes back out to another spoke. 4 does something similar, but without looping around. All of the routes are interlined through this main section. So this is your kind of traditional hub and spoke, but it also mixes in a loop system. Ever since I was Yamanote line pilled, I've been a huge fan of urban mass transit loops. Great to see one here. Great to see one in Copenhagen as well. I hear train sounds. This one is not mine because it's going the wrong way. Oh, look at this. Oh, interesting. It's a joined 3-car set, but they're large. They're very large, and they're non-automatic opening doors. I wonder if that is true in the main subway area or what. Here we go. Here comes ours. This one looks a lot longer. Okay, this is 2 of those sets. We are now in the subway tunnel, so there's not a whole lot to film, but already there's way more people on this train. These train sets are older than the trams that we were on earlier, and their passenger information isn't quite as good. Their cleanliness isn't quite as strong either. These seem more like the trains that the locals use, and the trams are probably really optimized for tourists, given that they go to the places tourists want to go. So, you know, that's not super shocking. Okay, we're arriving at our first underground station. I'm wondering if the doors will open up. It looks like they don't. Fascinating. Also worth noting, no fare gates in the system. None for the tram, of course, but none here either, which is kind of amazing. I would have expected fare gates for a metro, but some places just don't have them. It's not super easy to tell which station you're at, which is a point against this, but you know, you should pay attention. Norway's creep factor, as DJ Pete would say, is pretty low because of politics, and that extends to the train too. I'm not really feeling any kind of discomfort, and just as a passenger, I feel like I can exist here pretty well. It's not packed. There's not a ton of people on the train right now, but it is, you know, it's 10:47, so what can I expect? Anyway, my stop is next, so I'm gonna get ready to go. I don't think it announced that there's a station coming up at all. This, which is good. Gotta go. That one's low. Fascinating. This station is pretty well lit. Bye train, thank you. There also weren't too many people on my train because I was in the reverse commute direction. You can see a lot of people heading out, which obviously makes sense. Oh, I like this with the green and the red bar. Really hard to miss. That was the Oslo T-bane and T-bane. I don't know. It's hopeless. Ooh, look at this area. That's the valid ticket zone. They have the validators there. How do you get out? Okay, it looks like this way takes you into Oslo Central Station. Station? I don't know. This language is really hard to speak. This hallway's a bit dank. Looks like half the lights are out, which is not ideal. But I think when we go through here, things are about to get much nicer. Very big, very nice station. Lots of shops and amenities. So that's great. This is their big, glorious departure board. Look how many people there are for like, what is it now? For 10:53, there's so many people here.
I mean, this is amazing. Pepe's Pizza. It'll never be Frank Pepe's in New Haven though. This seems like a solid place to conclude the video. Thank you for coming along on this transit journey in Norway. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you should watch more because there are more on this channel now. So, thanks for coming along. See, it's possible. It is possible to have good things.